Hi guys. So I wanted to just go over some of the trees that finally came in. So we have 5 different things here on the deck that came in the last week or so, and we finally unpacked them. Super excited, so I'll just share what we got. So this guy right here is a Toro blueberry bush, and it already has some nice growth happening. Next to it is actually a hardy orange tree. It's called like a flying dragon. And it says hardy up to zone 5. So we will see. But it looks like this has like thorns and like a really cool like structure. So I'm excited to see that one grow. The big guy right here, this is our Honeycrisp apple tree. We did pay about $100 for this guy, being so big. It's like 5 or 6 years. But definitely excited to have this guy. And then down here, this little thing is a Aura blueberry. I don't see any growth yet, but the structure looks nice. And then this is a Chicago hardy fig, which I'm super excited. I love the like leaf shapes of figs, so I'm super excited to have something big and robust that can actually grow outside here. So yeah. Anywho, those were from Fast Growing Trees online, and yeah. Also, it's just so nice to see the ground again. The snow is finally melting. Let's hope we don't get any more anytime soon. And the garden, we're gonna be planting in there soon. I really cannot wait. All right. It is finally warm enough and there's no snow, so we are gonna get after some of the stuff in the front yard. Just cleaning up needs a good amount of help. So this is the before. You want to see what the bleeding hearts look like when they're snacking up? It's cool. They're like pink and they have these little frilly tops.
That's so cute.
This is the herb circle, so we're just clearing out the hay from there. I'm also pulling out any of the existing branches and stuff that I left there, like basil, and also just making sure to like clean up any plants that are there that are perennial, so like our thyme and our sage. Just trimming those up, cleaning those up. All the compost
That we have to move before tomorrow because tomorrow I'm picking up a hammock in the back. I forgot about that.
Fuck. We're starting off putting compost in the front yard bed. This is mostly because we have bulbs already coming up here and we don't want to be putting heavy compost or soil on top of those later than we already are. And plus it's something that's like towards the front of our house that everyone sees, so we just wanted to spruce this up, and especially since we already got it like raked, we were like, okay, this is a good place to go. It's also the closest to the truck, so it is the least amount of work to unload right here. Taking a break, but we got that much unloaded and got this all covered. So right here we have our August fire sedum, and it gets pretty big. But I'm going to be cutting it back because you can see the new growth is already coming up in here. So what I'm going to do is just grab my trusty snips and just cut them off. They come off pretty easily. I could probably actually just snap most of these. And then that's how I'm cleaning up this area for the coming spring. What I'm mostly doing here in this bed is just removing dead leaves, cutting back some of the overgrowth and foliage, and just kind of uncovering what is actually in the dirt. I think this is super helpful for the spring. It's also like so incredibly satisfying to take these patches and like clean them up, get rid of all the stuff, and like you can actually see what's below it. Because some of the things we planted from last year, I completely forgot about. And then I get to uncover them, like some of the yarrow, some of the catnip, some of the lavender. I kind of convinced myself in my head that those were all dead. So it's super exciting and rewarding to like uncover those in the spring. I'm also just taking the time to plant anything I wanted to add into the strip. The most annoying thing over here is grass that keeps coming up, and also we have a lot of wild brambles, so blackberries and raspberries, and while those are good and I do love me some fruit, they spread like crazy, so I'm constantly having to pull out the little babies out of our bed over here, and those are tricky, and you have to definitely want to get after them right away because the big guys obviously get super thorny and wild and unruly. So glad to also pull any of those suckers out right now before they get too large. All right, so I think we're pretty much done for the day. AD's been cutting back the apple trees while I've been weeding out this bed. We call it the strip, just for lack of better naming. But I can kind of go over some of the things that we've kept that are perennials and a few things that I planted. So this right here is an August fire sedum. Cut that back and these guys will get pretty big, like up to here-ish. This is a cow parsley that comes up and it just has really pretty foliage, so I decided to keep it. I cut open a creeping thyme and planted some of that around here for a little bit of ground cover. We have these two red guys. I forget what they're called. I'll have to look at the tag. It's something fire, obviously because it's red, but they get 18 to 20 inches tall and have pretty purple flowers. So excited to have that. These two dead looking guys are blue Russian sage. Those will come up soon. And then this is another sedum that I just planted today. We also have some bulbs in here. I'm not really sure which ones those are. We have a lavender right there. Look at those mushrooms. And then over here, this is another sedum. This is another sedum. I put some strawberries in here. And then some more strawberries, a sage. There's some yarrow coming up from last year. These are all little lavender babies we started from seed last year. Then we have some more yarrow coming up, lavender. We have some geraniums, perennial geraniums, that I transplanted from our front garden. Then we have some catnip. I didn't do the side of the rock just yet. Look at all of that moss. It's so soft. Again, more bulbs up this way. Some yarrow, more geraniums. This actually is a cutting I took off of the peach tree right there, and it's rooted. I can't pull it up, so we'll see if that gives us a peach tree. There's some mullein that ended up just coming up, so I'm gonna leave that because they're kind of cool. And then up here we have some creeping thyme, more bulbs. This one's about to sprout. Some more lavender bulbs, yarrow, our azalea. But yeah, I stopped right about here. It's getting cold and I have the sniffles and I think it's gonna snow. So yeah.
All right, next we're going to add soil to these corn rounds. So I think we're either gonna like step the old stalks in more, with, like stomp them in, or cut them down. And then gonna put more soil on top of it. So we're gonna do that first one, and then we're gonna do this third one. We're not gonna put any soil here because we wanna put an arch trellis over this. So we're not gonna add any soil there. So as I'm doing the circle, I'm just going to like kick it and then like step on it to make like a border. So it kind of stays a circle shape and doesn't spill over a lot. It's not gonna be perfect, but makes it a little more nice looking. And I'll bring some soil from the middle and kind of push it up. Then I'm just gonna do the same thing on this bed. All right, that's where we ended up. We got this one, and then this one has a lot of weeds in it. So we were thinking about pulling some first before we put soil in it. And then here's the last circle.
I think I'm gonna tackle this guy next. It's weeded on. I think these were morning glories, but we haven't got them off yet, and it's driving me nuts. So I think I'm gonna chop them down.
So last year when we built the wooden beds over here, the wooden beds, I built this like mold too, so that we could build up soil under the trellises and they could all kind of be like even. So we're gonna go ahead and fill this up. And then you want to kind of stomp it in, like once you have it pretty full.
Should have made a backside.
Yeah. Well, at first when I was making these, I was deciding if I wanted to like strap them to the trellis somehow. So it wasn't really the purpose I intended. If that makes sense.
It's like a huge rock.
Whoa. Or was it in the yard so that you hit it with your mower?
Yeah. Just makes the most sense.
So now we're just clearing this other side of the trellis and we're going to do the same thing over here. But this is what it looks like when I pull the mold off.
What we're doing here is just a continuation of bed cleanup and adding compost. So we're making sure to go around and grab any weeds that were starting to pop up, as well as raking up the old hay. We didn't get all of the beds done in this stretch, but we got quite a few, and we made sure to get the trellises, since those are all going to have peas on them pretty soon here.
All right.
That's a terrible angle.
Why?
No, what are you doing? Hold on, let me do it.
I'm getting 8. I just want to say something.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, the mosquitoes are killing us.
Yes.
We're going inside.
SOS, help.
Yes, bye.
Bye.
Bye.